Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for tuning in today. My name's Stuart Hills. I'm Ops Director from COREcruitment, and during this COVID-19 period, COREcruitment has been hosting several webinars with leading professionals in the industry to get feedback about what's going on and look to the future. Today, it's great that I've been joined by a leading general manager and friend of mine called Mark. Hi, Mark.
Hey, how you doing, Stuart? You all right?
Yeah, I'm not too bad, thank you. Thanks for joining us today.
All right.
The reason for today's webinar is just to really get a bit of an insight about what's been going on from a general manager's point of view. Because we're getting feedback from a lot of industry leaders, it's just going to be great to hear your point of view and how you've coped with the situation since it's been announced and been here. Mark, if you just want to do a little bit of introduction to yourself.
Yeah, of course. I've been in the hospitality industry nearly 10 years now. I've worked my way around doing different bars, restaurants, hotels, members clubs. So quite a vast sort of experience in the industry. Currently working for Temper, which is in Covent Garden, Soho and City. So yeah, this is where I am at the moment.
Good, fantastic. Right, so leading on, I've got a series of questions, so I'll just fire them at you and we'll just work through them. In terms of the virus, once it started to, the word of the virus coming to the UK, how did that make you feel as a general manager, obviously dealing with the customer in terms of seats coming into the business, but also in terms of your team and the challenges you come up during that period?
I think the word apprehensive, I think, is the one, because it's something that I don't think any of us have come into contact with, a sort of situation that is quite new, I think, for a lot of people as well. Everything from staff to bookings to sort of the predicted drop in sales and how we're going to look after the team, I think was the big one as well. So, you know, when during quiet periods, especially the general manager, it's about budgeting and about controlling costs and finances. However, this was something that was completely abnormal. It's not like a quiet January period that you might be used to. It's something that is hitting us and it will hit us hard. And it was the unknown. So I think apprehension, and I think ensuring a sense of solidarity with that apprehension.
And did you, as a general manager, like early on, did you sit down with your peers in terms of putting in plans for how the business was going to move forward before the lockdown was announced?
There was talks about it. I think it came along very quick. And I think that's what a lot of people in the industry didn't realise, is how quick this virus and how quick the country turned around into locking down, and how everyone kind of shut down and pulled back, especially from being in a central London sort of location. There were discussions about what we do, how we can save costs, how we can make sure that the staff are going to be looked after, and how we're looked after from a safety point of view. Obviously, everything from your physical health to your mental health coming into a virus coming into the country, it's nerve-wracking. And again, people were apprehensive about what to do coming to work. So we had several talks, several meetings to try and find a direction that would suit us as a business, but also benefit our employees and our customers.
And leading on from that, I think furlough is definitely a word that everyone now officially knows. I know I wasn't aware of the word before this all happened. I mean, pretty much most businesses in the hospitality trade have used the furlough scheme. When you first heard about furlough and going into furlough as a general manager, how did that make you feel?
Pleased in a way that the government was stepping in to help. I think the scary part was there's a week period where it's an unknown of what was going to happen. I think that was probably the most nerve-wracking of all of this. But the word furlough, it sounds like a scary word. But actually, I think it's really benefited a lot of people. I know that our company's been great. We managed to hold on to our staff, get them furloughed. I know that our managing director and finance director, Sam and Matt, have been working tirelessly to make sure that financially wise, everyone's in a good position, really looking after everybody. Me personally, I think it's been a real big help. I think if the government hadn't done it, I think the hospitality industry would have really struggled.
Yeah, I think we'd probably be in a real different world to what we're entering, to the new world that everyone talks about at the moment. You mentioned about staff there, and as general manager, you've probably got a lot of people that look up to you and come to you with questions. You're probably on a lot of WhatsApp chats that with your team. How are you keeping them engaged? How do you keep motivated? How do you know you're there as a good support mechanism for them?
So straight off the bat, I think as a team, we kind of all came together. And I think it's a time when you should be coming together as a team. And I think it goes to show that hospitality is a family style industry. And it's a passionate industry to be in. I think that's one of the most important things. Our managing director, like I mentioned earlier, Sam, really looked after us as well. So we had Netflix bought for us for her in the first month. We've had Zoom calls, we've had chats, we've got, what, like you say, WhatsApp groups. And I think it's keeping them engaged. And whereas I might not know the answer to a question, it's directing them in the place of someone that might do. So obviously, all of the senior team have been really hot on the news, looking into it, making sure that we're keeping up to date with everything that's changing and everything that's happening. And the more answers and the more clarification, and it's that word clarity as well that comes into it. People want to know, and the easier you can define it and help them, then the better they'll know, the better they'll feel, and the more comfortable they'll feel. And I think it's just checking in on people, like I said earlier, mental health as well. So ensuring that people, if they're on their own, if they're in flat shares, some staff rely on their sort of friends at work to sort of keep them motivated. So making sure we're touching base with our teams, calling them, interact with them on a regular basis to make sure they're okay. And I think that's one of the big takeaways from all of this. It's making sure people are okay and asking, how are you?
Yeah, I think you touched on a good point. The okay bit, having a voice of reason, someone to go to, because it's important that yourself as leaders of a team, have the answers. But I think it's equally important for everyone to understand what we've gone through is completely new for us all, and it's all a learning stage for us all. And we don't always have the answers, unfortunately. As we know, moving forward, every week things change. But I think being a big support for any business is really important. I've seen a lot on furlough in terms of the weather's been fantastic during a period of time, I would say.
It has.
It has been really good, not so much today. But regarding the weather, and there's a lot of pressure on people, I'd love to be on furlough, or it's, I'm getting downtime. And what's your take on that? Because there's twofold. People seem to love it, or people don't seem to like it. How's it been for you? Have you learned anything during this period?
I think it's a two-pronged sort of environment, really. You get that sort of side of that real benefit, the positives of, the weather's been great. I bought a bike. I've been cycling around London. I think it's a great opportunity to do things that you might not have done, especially at home as well, especially during the intense lockdown period where we couldn't leave the house, learn a new skill, catch up on TV, tidy a room. Do you know what I mean? All these little things that you might have put off to do. It gives a great opportunity. It also gets the other positive I found is that chance to bond with people that you might not have bonded with as much. So it could be housemates, reaching out, FaceTiming family all the time. You find different ways, I think, to find a benefit and a positive in that situation. Then the hard part of it is, especially in hospitality, is that we are out all the time. We work a lot. We interact with thousands of people a week. And that's why I do this job. I love it, because I get to meet 1,000 different people, talk to them, give them a good experience and a good time. And when you take that away from someone who is so passionate about it and really loves to do it, it becomes hard. It's like your world has been taken away. So you kind of have to find different means to keep yourself active and mentally stimulated. And I think there are two sides to furlough. You can see a positive, you can see a negative, but for a lot of people, I think it's easy to fall on both sides, both of the time. I definitely have had those days where it's been hard, and those days where, do you know what, I've thought, it's like a mini holiday. But I think the fact of the matter is it's been beneficial. I think it's really helped a lot of people, but it has been hard as well.
Yeah, no, definitely. What are your views on going back? Are you excited? Because obviously when you talked about your job then and your team, your face lit up. You was quite excited, I assume. Dumb question, but are you excited to go back?
Yeah, very excited. I think, again, hospitality is very much a vocational sort of job, and I think it's a passionate job, and it's something that people love to do. You work anti-social hours, we all know that. However, the benefit of working in that you walk away with great stories, great ideas, great memories as well. I've got fantastic memories of all my jobs. I think with it, yes, I am excited. I think at the start of furlough, you think, it's a bit of a nice break. I haven't really wound down this much ever. I don't think, in the past 10 years at least. So no, I think I am very excited to go back. I'm looking forward to what potentially new measures there could be. I think it provides new challenges, and to look on it on a bright side, is it's going to be an exciting set of new challenges, maybe something that we haven't dealt with before. But the interact with customers, to have the team back again, and a team that I've missed as well, from senior team, our managing director, finance director, our ops director, all the way down to all of our waiters and kitchen staff. I'm really looking forward to having my team back, and it's why I do the job. It's because I love being a leader and I love having a team. It's like having a family.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think that's what hospitality is all about. Leading on from that, I think a lot of people are using this period to reflect I know I've reflected on life, and I think the majority of people are reflecting on life, reflecting on what they're doing within their career, where they want to go moving forward. People moving back home because they've not been here. Have you heard any ripples of different people looking at doing different things during this period at your kind of level or below?
Yeah, there's lots of talk, and I think when you pull, like I said, hospitality, it's like very much a lifestyle. When you pull that out from underneath someone, it does give you a chance to sort of sit back, reflect on your sort of skill set, maybe what you want to do, maybe whether you don't feel comfortable in the industry anymore. I think could be another one, because obviously we are the last to close, or one of the first to close, last to open, and I think it's that security, but. Yeah, you do get. I think a lot of people have reflected. I think I'm looking forward to going back to work. Changing my job role has not been something that I've reflected on personally. I've reflected on a lot about me, what I can do, what I can achieve, and how I view everything moving forward. But I don't think, for me personally, it's not something that I would change. But yeah, you do get. I can imagine why people would want to change for a job security, maybe a job where you could work from home at the moment seems like one of those most appealing jobs in the world because they're still working. But I think for a lot of people in hospitality, I think you've really got to think about why you do the job. And yes, this has been a difficult time, but going back, you're going to get all of that passion, drive, and all of those feelings back to you again as soon as you walk through that door of that restaurant or bar.
And I think you did touch on it, the whole the future working from home. I know in hospitality, you're predominantly in the field working, but it's definitely a topic that seems to be getting a lot of press lately. Obviously, we're probably looking at early July when businesses should start to open again. So what measures do you know that are being put in place across Temper at the moment? Do you know what's going to happen?
So we've had lots of talks about what we're going to do moving forward. Obviously, the goal is, and the main aim, I think, for anyone in hospitality is follow the government advice. It is one voice giving us one direction, and I think if we all follow that, that's going to be the best way forward. There's talks, obviously, about 2 meters, maybe going down to 1 meter, social distancing, and I don't think that expression is going to change, and I don't think that's going away anytime soon. And I think it's a great phrase, a great expression to discuss, especially in hospitality, because it's such a social environment. Lots of cleaning measures obviously going in place, and things like perspex screens. It all depends what the government guidelines are, but I know that we're working really hard to make sure that we follow those to the book. And the key is, at the end of the day, is that customers feel comfortable and safe coming into a venue. And it's like, even before this, from standards and hygiene and everything, it's making sure that that customer is safe in having a great time. You want people to leave your restaurant, bar, hotel, anywhere, having an amazing time, telling people about that. So I don't think the focus shifts in your aim. I think the focus shifts in how you get to your aim. And I think that's the most important part.
Yeah, totally. That in mind, I'm a massive fan of any Temper restaurant in London, and I love the way they're designed in terms of the kitchens in the middle, the old social aspect of being close to the chef. How do you think that's going to be a challenge for your restaurant individually?
I think there will be challenges coming into it. And again, like I said earlier, if you're not in, like, hospitality is full of challenges, and it's something that you should grab with both hands and really aim to succeed in. I think there will be challenges with an open kitchen, social distancing, ensuring that customers are set far further apart from each other. If you've been to a Temper, you know that we have counter seating, which is quite close together. So it'll be a challenge, and I think it'll be an interesting challenge, and I think we'll find ways to make it work, and there'll be no doubt that we will. But again, the focus is to make sure that everyone's having a safe and enjoyable time. But any challenges that we have, we'll definitely overcome. It's just going to be a slightly different challenge to what we would have faced before.
Yeah, and I've seen already, I believe that you guys might be doing some marketing in terms of getting guests to come in. What's that?
Yeah, so again, like other people, it's been a pretty stagnant sort of month in terms of money coming into restaurants. So we have things like vouchers that we're offering out, in which you'll get sort of a discount when you come back to us. And loads of other offers online. Check our Instagram page and obviously the website, and you'll see it all come up there, especially when we open. Our booking platforms will be opening from Monday as well, with the aim of opening come July. So the promotion is there. We'll obviously keep our regular promotions going, things like Steak Supper Club, whatever way we can work around all of these promotions that we do inside the restaurant, we will do. So yeah.
It's good to have a business that's very moldable, so you can work with this environment.
Flexibility is key at the moment, I think, for a lot of people.
Totally. In terms of the insight into the restaurant and stuff, it's been really good, and your views and stuff. One thing that has really struck me during this pandemic is the amount of press that there's been on COVID-19, the daily updates, wherever you look is in the news, which is good. But how has it been for you, for someone on furlough, mentally dealing with that? Have you watched the news? Have you tried to step away from the news? How have you coped with all the media press?
To start off with, I think it's a very difficult situation for the company, and not to delve into politics or anything, but I think it is being handled as best as it could be. I think it's a tough time. For me personally, I think it comes into my routine, and a lot of this and a lot of the way that I've dealt with furlough is having a routine from getting up to going to bed, having sort of your set moments. So the briefs, I think, have been great, and I think it's great to see how we are helping, how everyone is helping each other, and what, not just hospitality, but different sectors are all working, and how that time scale is working. And it's quite interesting to see, again, clarity is a big word in this one, and making sure that it's very clear and it's very evident, even from a top level, that it's actually hard to clarify something that you don't know as much about. So I've been watching it, and I think it's good to watch the news, and I think it's good for morale. Everything from Thursday, clap for carers, and key workers and everyone that's involved in all of this. I think it's very important that it keeps you connected. And yeah, that it's hard viewing, but I think seeing, especially around April time, seeing those high numbers of fatalities, it's devastating to see, but it does make you realise the reality and why we're doing this, and why the restaurants are closed, and why other businesses are closed, and why we have to band together more so than ever. So for me, I'm quite passionate to watch the news, to see the updates, and to applaud those that have really helped us, like the Chancellor and everything, making sure that we are doing the right thing and trying to lead the country as best they can. And I think if you shy away from the news during a time like this, I think it makes it less, it's harder for you, because you don't have that understanding, and you don't have that portal of where you can get information from. It's just an unknown blank, and never ending. There's no time frame. You don't have that time frame, whereas watching the news, I think, does help that.
Yeah, I tend to agree. I would say that you could probably watch too much news, and then it would probably get in your head too much. That's just my personal point of view on that one. So the hospitality sector is slowly coming out of lockdown, we believe. The delivery market seems to be doing quite well at the moment. Do you know if you guys have looked into that option?
We've looked into options. I think there's a lot of talk on the table, and I think we're always open to new ideas. And like I say, this is going to be facing new challenges during this time, and how we're going to overcome them. Things like takeaway deliveries, eating out services is definitely something we can do. But as we all know from a Temper brand, things like meat on fire and stuff like that. So it's how we mold our products, and I think that's what's going to change a lot of people in hospitality. And this is where you're going to see the winners, or the people that will succeed coming out of this, and the people that will do well, are those people that are intuitive, the people that will grasp a challenge, change it around, and make it what it can be. Like I say, things like social distancing isn't going to go away. This COVID is around still. It's something that we need to be really intelligent, or we need to really think about all the time. It's prevalent, and we need to make sure that we are doing the best we can. So it's getting all of those challenges, and I think especially with takeaways and things like that, it's a great opportunity to open up a brand even more than what it was.
Yeah, I think it's a great opportunity for a lot of businesses, but what I've noticed is some businesses have turned it around quite quickly, but also you don't want to ruin your brand, your product, by just getting it delivered in a box and then it doesn't taste, or it's not hot enough. So there's a lot of logistics going into that. So they're saying probably the 3rd, 4th, 5th July, maybe potentially could be back into business. What's your final look in the hospitality sector going forward?
It's going to be interesting. It's going to be tough. And I think everyone needs to sort of put their big girl pants on and get ready for it, because I think it is going to be a tough experience going back to work. It's exciting. There's challenges. I think we need to be very clear that COVID is still around, and it might not be the only thing in the future that crops up. I think there'll be lots of health and safety measures going in place. And I know we at Temper especially are dying to have our customers come back, our regulars, those that come in all the time. I cannot wait to be serving up our Temper burgers and the skewers again. Like, the food is fantastic, and it's something that we are as a brand really passionate about. And likewise with a lot of other restaurants, I think there are going to be challenges, and that is no doubt about that. But it's about remaining positive, keeping the team together, keeping tight knit as a family, and being supported. And I speak for myself, but I think a lot of the people at Temper are saying that we have been really supported by our ops team, by our senior management team, our managing director. And I think that going into work with positive attitude after this, is going to be the best way forward. We're going in with a really strong foothold, I think, coming out of this.
Yeah, I definitely look forward to being back in a temper.
Look forward to having you back.
A cocktail or two, a nice piece of beef. I look forward to that. Well, listen, Mark, I really appreciate your time today, taking time out of your hectic day, maybe. And thanks for sharing your insights as a general manager going through this furlough period. Guys, this will be shared online. If you've got any questions, always drop me an email, stuart@corerecruitment.com. And thank you very much.
Thanks.
Cheers, Mark.
Yeah.